Why can't activism be more fun? While love may be at the heart of most activism, the fuel a lot of us changemakers tend to run on is outrage, anger, or sometimes even spite. I'm not pointing any fingers here, especially since I'm guilty as anyone of sometimes letting the shadow side of advocacy consume me. And to tell you the truth, I'm not even sure that's always a bad thing. After all, isn't the role of the advocate to see what's messed up with the world and try to fix it? If so, isn't it inevitable that negative feelings will run high when up against corporate malfeasance, government corruption, media distortions, or public apathy? In other words, I'm not claiming it's wrong to be an angry activist, and certainly not suggesting we try to suppress these stormy emotions when they come up. I think we all know most happy-go-lucky people don't make the strongest campaigners. A fiery temperament might not be required for changing the status quo, but it sure can help. Still, I'd say the biggest downside to rage-based advocacy is how quickly it can burn you out and how it's not the best recruitment tool for attracting new blood. One of the problems with seeing everything as a fight is that it's exhausting, which might be why so many dedicated activists fizzle out after a while. This attrition means it's extra important to bring in new folks. And while there's no point in sugarcoating the challenges facing our movements, plenty of people are turned off by fire and brimstone rhetoric. But what if there was an approach that could both prevent activist burnout and get new people on board? I think the secret ingredient missing from many of our movements is F-U-N, fun. And I think the main reason grassroots organizers tend to leave it out of the mix is not that we're dull or hateful people, but because we feel it's irresponsible to party as the world burns, especially when there's so much work to do. While I tend to take my ecosystem advocacy dead seriously, believe it or not, when I clock out for the day, I know how to have a pretty good time. And while I've always tried to keep my work and play separate, more and more I'm wondering if it's time to rethink that. What if it doesn't have to be a choice between the two extremes of painful self-sacrifice or mindless hedonism? What if there was a way to not only make activism less of a drag, but more joyful, where such eager enthusiasm actually helps a campaign catch fire? Even though I'm the one bringing up the idea of a more pleasurable version of protesting, I've got to admit I don't yet have a lot of answers for how to do so. These are mostly questions I'm asking in hopes that you might have some thoughts, which I hope you'll leave in the comments. Still, I've got a few examples I wanted to run past you. March of Trees. What if we held a rally where everyone showed up dressed as trees? Not only would it be a blast to parade down the street like a moving forest, it might get more attention than a run-of-the-mill protest. Mad Lib's comments. Instead of asking people to send out the typical form letter/email to elected officials, how about putting together a fill-in-the-blanks Mad Lib-style comment? The organizer can include all the pertinent details in the message, but leave space for people to fill in their own creative, even spicy, adjectives, verbs, and nouns. Forest scavenger hunt. Plenty of people are happy to hike in the woods and learn about ecology. But how cool would it be to have note cards hidden in the forest giving clues and leading you to hidden prizes? Okay, maybe these examples are a bit immature, but isn't getting in touch with our inner child a surefire way to at least have some fun? What do you think? Could activism stand to be a bit more merry? Is there a way to combine doing good with having a good time? If you've got any ideas, drop them in the comments. And please don't forget to like, comment on, and share this video with someone who cares so we can reach more advocates like you.